Hey, Shalom, double honors the apostles of GreatMillStone. Honors you brothers will be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And double honors to the apostles of GreatMillStone. So I'm gonna do this quick video here. And this is dealing with the fact that because the main thing right now, the flavor of the week, if you would have it, is that you got these so-called Christian advocates, okay, Christian supporters and Christian-minded individuals that are basically coming up against the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, in that they're trying to push their own agenda, okay, and have it to where we're the demons and the deviants, when really they're the demons and they're the deviants, because even within their own doctrine, okay, even in their own doctrine, you got a lot of Babylonian, Egyptian, okay, idolatry, okay, and practices, okay. Basically, you got Satan worship, all right, within there, which is allowed, okay, within Christianity. And I'm going to touch on a few of those things right here, and try to make a point out of it. So I wanted to start off with the issue of abortion, and what I did here was I've posed a historical question within the Google search, so I could get the history on and the origins of certain practices and rituals. And then what I did after that was I've gone and searched what the Christian beliefs on that are. Now, as I'm going through, I'm going to be telling you what the doctrine of GreatMillStone is as pertaining to these issues. And where I can, I'll be getting the scriptures out, or at the very least quoting those scriptures. So the first thing is child sacrifice. Because when you go out here within the Christian church is the love everybody spirit. But the love everybody spirit is not a conclusive one. Okay, in that you've got a lot of women out there, especially the Negro, Hispanic, Native American women, okay, aborting their children in the name of money, okay, in the name of furthering their career. Now, this is not a new thing, okay, this is not an unknown thing. This has been going back onto the what you know as the ancient world. And this is an example of that. So it says child sacrifice is ritualistic. And that's what you do. An abortion is a sacrifice. Okay. And it says a ritualistic killing, and it is killing. Okay. Once that sperm meets the egg, that them children are alive. All right. So it says a ritualistic killing of children in order to please or appease a god for supernatural beings in order to achieve a desired result. And what's the desired result within this kingdom? The love of money, the love of a career status. Okay, all of these different things. So you're doing that in order to appease, okay, your gods, so you can move on in your so-called career. You're committing what's known as child sacrifice. Now let's see what the so-called career. You can read these the rest of these articles for yourself. So they go into the Aztecs, how they did it, the Incas, the Maya, okay, and so on and so forth. And also too, you had instances where you had Israelites. In fact, I believe there was a particular Israelite king, all right, a predecessor to the King Josiah, who was sacrificing his children in the name of monarchs for what? For advancements, to appease the gods. Okay, the gods of these heathens, man. The gods of the gods of these no people out there, these persona non gratas, of whom the Lord said, follow not their ways. Okay, so you had instances that within the scriptures, and guess what? We ended up in the same situation that we're in right now, man. Okay, jacked up. Okay, so here's the example here. I believe it says the most extensive account of child sacrifice within the Hebrew Bible refers to those carried out in Gehenna by two kings of Judah, Ahaz and Manasseh. Okay, and that was to what? To appease these guys. So now let's see what child sacrifice, how it's seen within the so-called Christian church. And we know the modern day term for it. It's called abortion. You can't look any other way. When you're sacrificing children, or when you're saying you're going for an abortion to further your career, you're committing a child sacrifice. And you're doing that in the name of Christianity, because Christianity is the one that allows you to do that. And the gods of Christianity, which are nothing but pagan gods, man. Okay, so it says the Church of England, right? The Church of England encourages people to think about to think through the issues of abortion very carefully, and recognize that each individual will have differing views on the subject. So nothing conclusive. Okay, it says, however, the governing body, the General Synod, passed a resolution of the matter, provides a coherent church position. The church combines strong opposition to abortion, which is supposed to be all right, okay, with recognition that they can be strictly limited conditions under which you may morally be preferable to have a available alternative, okay, which is BS, man. And that's how these Christian mother effers exist. They exist within the gray areas. That's befitting because they got that statement within the gray box. Okay, so it says the Church of England shares the Roman Catholic view on abortion is gravely contrary to the moral law. Okay, it says in light of our conviction that focuses that the fetus has the right to live and develop as a member of a human family, we see abortion, all right, the termination of that of life by the act of man, as a great moral evil, which is correct. We do not believe that the right of life has a right of pertaining to persons admits no exception whatsoever, but the right of innocent life admits surely a few exceptions indeed. Again, another gray area. Okay, so it says, oh, sometimes it's okay, but sometimes it's great evil. And that's what these Christians be doing. Okay, when you got them people out there lined up at the abortion clinic, I guarantee you the vast majority of them are under the guise of Christianity. And what they doing that for? To appease their gods so they can further in their so-called career, man. But see, the scripture says that what? In the beginning, the Most High created the heaven and the earth, right? And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of the Most that's not the scripture I was looking for. This is the scripture I was looking for. So this is the King James Version. It says, and the Most High blessed them and said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. And I believe there's even another scripture that goes as far as saying that what? That's saying that anybody that's unfruitful should be cast out the camp. Okay, that's within amidst our people. Now let's go into the thing of homosexuality, and then we're gonna go see what the Christians believe about homosexuality. Okay, like I said, the point of this video is to show you that Christianity is actually idolatry. Okay, they had their roots and their background is in idolatry. That's why you got homosexuality allowed. You got gray areas as pertaining to abortion when that's completely against the scriptures. Homosexuality is against the scriptures. And I got this article right here. This is the gay church. They got a gay church out there. And what do we see within the scriptures? The scriptures forbid homosexuality, but they got a gay church out here. Why? Because it ain't dealing with the scriptures as pertaining to the Most High. It's dealing with idolatry. It's dealing with idolatry. Right? They're worshiping idols and they're calling it Christianity. Okay? So let's carry on with this. It says the many faces of homosexuality in ancient Egypt. All right? It says in spite of the overwhelming assumption in the Arab world, homosexuality never existed before Sodom and Gomorrah. Historical and literally evidence suggests otherwise. Okay? Because them Hamites, well, basically, if you go into their so-called, especially the Egyptians, when you go into the what I believe is called the Book of the Dead. Okay, I'm not saying I read this. I've read excerpts about it. Okay, basically how the whole world came into creation according to their doctrine was via means of homosexuality. Okay, so homosexuality amidst the Hamitic Egyptian is a very heavy thing. Okay, so it says homosexuality was not alien in the first civilizations known to the humanity, but more importantly, it was not considered deviant. Okay, so when you have a thing called the gay church, well, where's that derived from? Because when we go into the scriptures here within the book of Leviticus, the 20th chapter and the 13th verse, it says, if a man lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination, they shall be surely put to death, their blood shall be upon them. But you got a thing called a gay church. Where do they get that doctrine from? They don't get it from the Bible. They get it from the ancient Egyptians and all these other gods and idols. Okay. Oh, homosexuality among gods. Okay. And this is not the gods of the Bible. God forbid. This is the gods of these fucking heathens, man. Okay. So in ancient Egypt mythology, it includes the story of the conflict between Osiris, a god of the afterlife, and the symbol of good, and his brother Set. Okay, and it goes on and goes on. And it says, see if they get the point. Right, so the struggles between the two brothers who symbolized good and evil is passed to Osiris, the son of Horus, born of his sister Isis, right, the goddess of health, marriage, and wisdom. After Seth is treacherously kills Osiris, Horus vows to avenge his father's death and kill his uncle with the support of his mother. However, the vengeance would not be exacted without erotic twist. Right, and I mean that's how crazy these Egyptians were, man. Okay, but see, and if you see these different images, those are all what this is suggesting is these are all homosexual acts, man. Okay, these are all homosexual acts that is being committed. It says a couple of royal servants in the 5th dynasty, known as whatever, were known to be brothers and lovers. Okay, so they're supposed to be kings, and they're supposed to be kings of Egypt, and they're lovers of one another, and that's where these Christians get that from. Okay, so what you have here is a study, and it's an exhaustive study in this. And this is from the gay church. Of all things that's abominable, this is going to be one of the most abominable things. And the Most High has seen all of this, man. That's why he's going to exact a very heavy vengeance upon this earth. Okay, so it says the Bible, right? Christianity and homosexuality. And it says we're going to go through the study and blah, 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 and terminology. And let's go to the conclusion. Let's see what conclusion. I'm running out of battery, but let's see what conclusion that they draw up here. Okay. So the conclusion that they draw up here is, so after they've gone through all of that scripture, okay, this is what they say. It says, scripture study conclusion. As we see, the Bible does not fully address the topic of homosexuality. It's like, what? Didn't you see the scriptures? Okay, but then this is the end of Christianity. Christianity allows you to be whatever you want to be when you want to be it. Okay, it's against the scriptures, man. It's against Yahweh. Okay, Christianity is idolatry. Okay, and with that, I'm gonna say, all praise unto Yahweh, Hashim Al Shai. Double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone. Honor to your brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.